Hey guys, I'm back and it's day 2 of our Yayoi Kusama project. I'm going to be doing 2 with you today so that you can see 2 different examples of different complementary color mixes that you could do. But what we're going to be doing to start is we're going to be just using red for the hair. So you're going to be dipping into your red and you're going to go nice and gently back and forth and paint inside of your hair, taking your time. Always best to be the slowest person rather than the fastest. You want to be the slowest person who does the neatest job. That's really your goal. So I'm just filling it in. Okay. I know I work fast. It's just because I want you to be able to see what you're doing, and then you're free to begin. Okay. Take your time. So you want to paint inside of your lines. You want to still be able to see that really nice bold black line that we made from last time. So be sure to keep that. It just looks so good. You don't want it to go away. It's what makes your picture look as amazing as it does. So you're going ahead and you're doing her hair. And now what you're going to do is her shirt. Now you're going to just make sure that you do not paint the circles inside of her shirt. Whoops, a little bit of my black paint just got in there. You might have guessed, it's really not week 2 for me. I made the first video and then I made the second video straight away, and some of my things are just not dry yet, but that's okay. That's how I tend to operate. I just really like to be prepared. Okay, so I kind of painted inside that little circle a bit. Don't worry about it. So you're gonna have little mess ups. It's okay. I have more black paint for you. So in case you need to fix up any areas, you can. Now I'll be showing you advanced techniques and I'll be showing you some basic ones as well. So everyone here can do the basics, and some people will choose to stick with basics. And then some people may want a little bit of a challenge. So if you're one of those people, that's great. I think it's awesome. I was always that person too, especially in art. I always loved to challenge. So I'll be providing lots of little options for you. And your job is to just do your very best. Okay, so there we are. I went ahead and painted inside of her. I'm gonna give you guys a minute to catch up. I'm actually gonna go paint my other one right now at the same time because I'm waiting for you guys. So I'm doing 2 so that you guys can see 2 different options of how you would do this painting. Okay. Don't be afraid to use a lot of paint. What we don't use ends up getting wasted most of the time, and a waste really upsets me. I bet it upsets you too. So let's avoid waste by really using what we have and not being shy. So you could really, really slather it on in between your lines here. Okay, we got all that looking good. So it's really okay if you're taking a much longer time than me. Don't worry about it. Take as much time as you need. As long as you're working hard, that's the only thing I really care about. You're working hard, you're working neat. Okay? Of course, we do have time limits in our class. We only have 45 minutes together. So I always will let you know when you might need to speed it up a little bit just so that we can finish our class and kind of be at a similar step. But it doesn't always happen. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. So it is what it is, as I like to say. So I'm just going and filling in all these other areas. So now what I'm doing is I'm thinking about my complementary colors that I'll be using. All right. So I'll show you simple and then I'm going to show you advanced, okay? So I'm going to do simple first. When it comes to complementary colors, your table is sharing one of these, okay? And colors that are on the opposite sides of the color wheel are complementary, as we know, all right? So for my backgrounds, I think what I'll do for my first one is paint with purple. So this is going to be the more basic one. So let's go ahead. So there'll be less color mixing. There'll still be some color mixing, but there'll be a little bit less in our more basic one. And then in my second one, I'm going to show you guys how to mix colors. So this way, there's options for all levels. So I'm just really carefully painting around my circles. So it's all about being careful. But again, if you mess it up, dress it up, just make it part of your picture. If you go inside one of your lines, don't worry about it, because we're going to be painting inside of these anyway, and chances are you can cover it up. So don't let anything like that get you down. I'm here to support you and help you. All right, it's looking good with the purple. What do you think? I really like it. So I'm just filling in all these spots. I just got this overhead document camera, so I'm trying to figure out the best way to use it. I know I'm not all the way in the screen. Okay. Hopefully I get better by the next video. All right, so I have the purple there, and then I think for my complementary color for this one, what I'll do is, I think I'll do orange. So I have orange. So this is my more basic one where I'm really not mixing colors. All right, so I want to be careful. I don't want to accidentally pick up the orange, I'm sorry, the purple. Now you might be using other complementary colors. So during class, I'll be showing you the array of options that you have. There's a lot more options than this. So that'll be something I discuss with you during class, probably prior to starting. So you'll have an idea of which complementary colors you'd like to use before you even begin. I'm big on planning, aren't you? This is a great time in your life to get really good at planning also, because it's going to help you throughout your life if you're a good planner. So you want to keep that bold black line in between. All right. So I like it. It's looking good. Whoops, I dipped in my black by accident. So, and I thought that was my water and it wasn't. I just want to fix up. I'm such a little perfectionist at times, so I'm just going to fix that up. Now for the glasses, her glasses are going to be gray. So to get the gray, what you want is a lot of whites and a tiny, I mean tiny amount of black, because the black kind of takes over. So whether you're doing basic or advanced, you're still going to be using the gray. In real life, I'm probably jumping around a little bit, showing you parts of this video, showing you parts of the other, of the more advanced techniques, and then maybe coming back to more basic, so you'll understand your options and we can rewatch them as we need to. Both of these need gray glasses, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now on this one as well, because it's going to need it. All right, so if we're doing basic, the last thing that we could do is we could pick a color for the spots in here, all right? Or we could even choose to leave them white. I'm gonna talk to you about that choice. I'll let you know which is best for you. So actually in this one, this is the more basic one. I think I will leave these white. So I'll go ahead and move this. And I'm gonna slide this into the picture. This is going to be the more advanced one, all right, where we're mixing colors. I know a lot of you guys will really love that, okay? So for the more advanced one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix, I think I'll mix a blue-gray for the background color. So for my blue-gray, now you can use almost any combination of different colors to get some neat colors. You don't have to use the blue-gray. I'm just showing you one technique. So for blue-gray though, you'll want blue, white, and a little bit of black. Okay, probably a bit more blue in there. I think I need to actually pour out a little bit more blue into this. Yes, that's much better. Okay. I know it's hard to also see what color I'm trying to achieve when it's on the video. It doesn't always show up with everything the way it actually is. I think what I'll do is put a little bit more white in here. So you can just kind of like mix around until you get that perfect color that suits you. So again, yours does not have to be this color, but what you're gonna do is have light and dark. So you could pick a light color that you mix yourself for, let's say, the bubbles, and then a darker color for the other part. So I'm gonna use the darker one for my background. I mean, of course, if you wanna do vice versa and you wanna make your bubbles be the dark part, by all means, that's perfectly fine with me. So you have lots of options. You're not limited here. There's so much you could do. So just like I did in my last one, I'm going to be painting inside of the area here. Now I still have a lot of black paint, and what I'll be doing with that is probably going over some of my lines. That'll be like a finishing technique. So we know that Yayoi loved really loud, expressive colors and complementary colors, which are opposite on the color wheel, which we have a lot of in this project. Sometimes light and dark can also equal complementary. So it doesn't always have to be opposite sides of the color wheel. Sometimes there's different rules depending on what we're doing. So in this more advanced one, the rule is really going to be more like light and dark. Now, when I mix a color and add black to it, the color is called tertiary. So tertiary is that special word, and it just means that it's a color that I mixed that has a little bit of black in it. So it's going to make it on the gray side. So this is a tertiary dark blue that I mixed, okay? Now for my circles, what I'm going to do, this is going to be really crazy, but I think what I'll do is mix some orange and some yellow together. But what I think I'm actually going to do is put just the littlest touch of black into it. You see how it kind of takes over? You only want to do a tiny, tiny bit. So I'm working with tertiary colors here. All right. And it equals kind of a brownish color. So I'm not sure if you could see what I'm mixing. So that was the original orange. And then here, over here, we have the one I just mixed, okay? So it's a tertiary orange. It means it has a little tiny bit of black mixed in with it. So if you're going with more advanced, this is where we're heading. So you're thinking about what color combinations you might use where you're gonna add a touch of black into it. I'm trying to work neat. Working my neatest. Now hopefully a lot of you guys pick the more advanced one. What you pick, you pick. Some of us are just beginning our art journey. Maybe we don't have a lot of experience with painting. Maybe we've never really painted before this year. We come in with different levels of experience, which is why I offer different options. It wouldn't be fair if I, compared you to each other. So I don't do that. I compare you to your own progress that you're making with me. So you should know that. It's always an important thing to understand. Got a few more. Really coming a long way here. Look how good that's looking. Oh, I forgot one. Someone's going to probably point it out in the class. There we are. And I can always go and do a second coat if I want. Really take good care when painting with these. Okay, so now all I need to do is figure out what color I'm going to make my spots down here. So I think what I'll do is I want to keep it a light color because we have red, which is very bright, and I have the white, which stands out really nice against each other. So I want to keep it a light color. So what I think I'm going to do is actually just mix a bunch of white, like a lot of white, with that original color that I mixed for the background. So it's actually, you see, this is that color I mixed, and then there's the white. Now you could think of what color you might mix. You could really mix any color with white. So you're working with a more pastel-y kind of color here. Or again, you could choose to leave your circles white that are inside of her. You could be advanced and still choose to leave it white. Your choice is your choice. So you have that option. Now the last thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to rework some of my lines because some of my lines just got a little bit lost. So it's okay to come back and repaint them. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this would be a finishing technique. So this one's all done. Okay. So for what I'm talking about now, what you would do is you would dip your brush in your black paint, maybe add a little bit of water to it. You see, that's going to help make everything really fluid as you move around on your page. And then you would just go back in and rework your lines, you see? Because chances are you might have lost a few. You want to work really neat with this because a mess up here could make your picture look sloppy. So I know you guys all want your pictures to come out amazing. I'm sure they all look amazing. This doesn't mean you need to fix every single line. It means you could pick and choose ones that might need some fixing up. Okay? So I'm just kind of coming around and doing my little fix-ups. I see a lot of areas that I want to fix up in mine. And again, that's perfectly fine. And in your artistic process, you're always going to be getting better and better. So where you are now, you're going to be way beyond that in a few years. So it's always nice to watch your progress. Please don't be too hard on yourself. Okay. It's looking good. I'm really happy with how mine looks, actually. These are going to look really cool when I hang them all up, too. I just can't wait. I get really excited about things like that, believe it or not. So I'm just kind of coming around, fixing it up, doing a little bit more fixing up. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this video off. All right, guys. We'll see you for our next class. Bye, everyone. Oh, by the way, before I go, hang on. Just show you both of them next to each other. I know this is a little bit of an awkward angle. Okay. All right, see you next time.